Oh, welcome ladies and gentlemen, Mr. H here. So, I thought we'd cover this. I thought this was fascinating. I saw this actually unfold over on Twitter. This article's linked down below, so, check it out if you want. But Roland Emmerich, the Roland Emmerich, disaster movie guy, has come out and said Marvel and DC Comics and Star Wars are ruining the movie industry. Now, just as a quick one, I'm not sitting here saying he's wrong. I'm not sitting here saying he's right. I just think he's a bit of a hypocrite. Because he talks about originality, and boy, I've not seen much original from him for a long time. Which, side note, I am looking forward to this Moonfall film, just because I think it's going to be really dumb. Dumb, fun, stuff your face with popcorn. Super, super fun. So let's check this out, right? Moonfall director Roland Emmerich recently claimed that Marvel and DC Comics and Star Wars are ruining the movie industry. Pretty bold claim, okay? Let's see what he can back it up with, because it's probably not going to be that good. But Emmerich made the comments in an interview with Den of Geek promoting his upcoming disaster film. He detailed that the disaster genre is changing because naturally Marvel and DC Comics and Star Wars have pretty much taken over. And they have, right? Comic book movies are huge still. I was thinking and hoping that they would sort of, die out a little bit, but they are still absolutely pummeling it. Which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, because, at the core of it, I do think that he's got a point. The industry is very focused on these movies because they are so big. And I get that, but it would still be nice to have some other films, wouldn't it? Don't you think? Let's take some bloody chances for something else. Some good sci-fi horror, for instance. Not that his film's a sci-fi horror, because it's not. But, I agree with, the core concept of it, right? But anyway, he says this. It's ruining our industry a bit, because nobody does anything original anymore. I mean, Roland, mate. I've got to tell you, buddy. You haven't done much original for a little while. This is your IMDb, son. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you're currently writing a Stargate movie, and you did the first one in 1994. I mean, that's not original. Hate to break it to you. I hate to be the guy, but it's not that original, mate. Oh, what, Independence Day? Oh, they've never done another one of them, have they? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, they did in 2016. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, you were on board for that one as well, weren't you? Oh. Oh, that's not very original, mate. Oh, dear. Oh, The Day After Tomorrow. Oh, yeah, disaster movie. Oh, yeah. Oh, 2012? Oh. Oh, dear. I mean, come on. Pot, meet, kettle. Not particularly smart. And, I'm not sitting here, I'm not trying to complain about him or, bitch about him or anything like that. I just think at the end of the day, if you're gonna, if you're gonna sit here and do, claim that things aren't being original, at least, don't keep going back and remaking sequels to your back catalogue, because it just looks a bit dumb. Now, I agree. I do actually agree that the popularity and the myopic world, the myopic business nature of studios has unfortunately led to the industry being squandered solely on superhero films for quite some time. I think a lot of people are well aware that there's superhero fatigue and, or is feeling in part some superhero fatigue. And like I said, it's not actually the film's fault. The main problem here, and it's not people. People obviously enjoy comic book movies, and that's fine. Enjoy your comic book movies. I think the problem is when studios then see that as the sole investment and choose not to invest in anything else. That's when it becomes the problem, and that's currently what they do. They very rarely, very seldom invest money elsewhere once they've invested in superheroes, and that's what they're trying to push through. Everyone's got a superhero at the moment. Everyone, in one form or another. Amazon, they've got The Boys, right? HBO Max is obviously DC stuff. You got Disney, Marvel. Yeah. Lot of properties there. A lot of properties. Netflix has superhero movies, superhero series and stuff like that. And the problem is that very few of these big studios then go, we could also invest in this. They just go, no, superheroes, that's it. And I think that's where some of the tragedy comes in. So he's not wrong, but also focusing on the fact that studios are dumb. That's probably what you should have done a bit there. But also, let's see what else he says. So he says, not only does he believe superhero films and Star Wars are ruining the movie industry, but he also expresses his own disinterest in them. Not really a big deal. But it's interesting, so he notes about Germany. So he says, because he grew up in Germany, he said, there were the Adventures of Tintin comics, but they were very childish and there were no superheroes. So that's why at the very beginning, superheroes didn't work in Germany. They needed 10 or 15 years of movies to get to the same level as the rest of the world. But I just have never found any interest in that kind of movie. Germany specifically, wouldn't have had those kind of, superheroes, because a lot of those superheroes stemmed from, post-war, right? Or during the war, sorry. So, a lot of those are specifically created due to war efforts. And being the fact that, we were going up against Germany, they're probably not going to have some of those things, are they? Let's be honest. And this is the interesting thing. So instead of doing big IP movies, Emmerich wants to see Hollywood embrace more original ideas. Bearing in mind, again, this is the hypocrisy of this guy. Bearing in mind, you keep doing the same stupid bloody disaster film. Independence Day, aliens come down. They want to control us. Right, okay. They want to kill us all. Right, okay, sure. Moonfall. Aliens want to come down and kill us. Alright then. Lead to big disaster. Alright then. Basically what he's done here is he's smashed the day after tomorrow of Independence Day. Because the moon goes out of orbit and destroys the world and, big ocean storms and basically the day after tomorrow. And he's like, I'll chuck some bloody Independence Day in there as well. For goodness sake, Roland. Come on now, mate. You should make bold new movies, So Emmerich then points to Christopher Nolan. He directed an entire Batman trilogy as an example. And I think actually Christopher Nolan is the master of that. He is someone who can make movies about whatever he wants. I have it a little harder, but I still have a big enough name, especially when it's a disaster movie or has some sort of disaster theme. So he knows what he's known for. I'm just the disaster dude. Yep. Anyway, this is an awful interview with Roland Emmerich. He's pretty self-aware, but I would have thought he's a little bit more self-aware because this is just garbage. And I agree with him to a certain degree, right? Marvel, comics, Star Wars, DC, etc. They're not amazing for the industry. They're good for money, but it'd be great if those studios were then investing that money in some original properties as well, which sadly they are not. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop them down below. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gents. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Mistakes Reviews. Check out my second channel. It's in the description box. Thanks so much. Take care.